Amber Heard has finally taken the stand after weeks of the trial, and she's exposed things about her and Johnny's relationship that we had not heard before. Let's get into the top 10 secrets exposed during Amber Heard's testimony. In at number 10, the couple secretly dated. At this point, we all know that Amber and Johnny met during the making of their movie, The Rum Diary, but we did not know until now that the romance did not start until the movie was done filming and the pair were together once again during the press tour. The press tour began right after Heard was going through a separation from her former partner, and she called it, quote, perfect timing. The press tour took place in 2011, and Heard said that being with him felt like magic. The pair were forced to keep their romance a secret because Depp split from his former partner, Vanessa Paradis, was not yet public. Depp and Paradis decided to keep the split private for the sake of their kids. Heard said, quote, we were in a bubble of secrecy. They both had feelings for each other and were both recently out of relationships. In at number 9, he would belittle the way she dressed. Amber stated that their relationship was always very intense, but over time it escalated and became more violent, bringing up how he would make snide comments about how she dressed and degrade her. One time when she wore a low-cut dress to a charity event, Johnny said, quote, you're gonna wear that, kid? Adding, quote, no wonder you're getting cast in those roles, insinuating that she was showing too much skin and it's getting her cast in sultry roles. She even recalled that he called other actresses, quote, worthless whores. He made it sound dirty to be an actress, Heard said, and if he got really mad while speaking about it, he would, quote, blow up and smash things, with Heard specifically saying that he loved to break furniture and glasses. In at number 8, Depp was generous with her family. When Heard was asked about Depp's relationship with her family, she said that it was great and both parties really liked each other. She recalled that Johnny was incredibly generous with her working class family, and her father liked Depp so much that he would, quote, have married him if I didn't. Depp showered her entire family with gifts, paid for family trips, and all around made sure to appreciate her parents. It's unclear what the motive was for her to paint Johnny in such a positive light at that point in the trial, but I believe it was concocted this way to show how their amazing relationship turned sour as time went on. In at number 7, Depp cried the first time. Johnny Depp got down on his knees and sobbed after hitting Amber Heard for the first time, the actress testified. Apparently he got so angry that he slapped her and she was in shock. After it happened, Depp apologized profusely, even crying at one point. Apparently Depp cried and said, quote, I will never do that again, I'm so sorry, baby, I thought I put the monster away. At that point, Heard knew she needed to leave him, but didn't want to. Continuing, quote, I wish I could say I stood up and walked out of the house, but I didn't. I was heartbroken. A few days later, Depp told her that he would rather cut his hand off than lay it on her, Heard testified, adding that he was calling and texting her to apologize, and eventually she forgave him and took him back. But unfortunately, that was not the last time that she claims that he hit her. In at number 6, explain first time she was hit. During Heard's testimony, we got to hear her side on the very first time that she was hit by Johnny. She told the jury, quote, I'll never forget it. It changed my life. Apparently they were together on the couch, drinking. Heard also testified that Depp was under the influence of harder illicit substances. Then Heard decided to ask him about a tattoo on his arm. He replied that it said, wino, prompting her to laugh, because she just didn't think it said that. But he allegedly did not find it funny and decided to slap her across the face, Heard testified, saying, quote, I laughed because I didn't know what else to do. I thought this must be a joke. She said she didn't move from her place because she was so shocked. Continuing, quote, then he slapped me again one more time. Hard. I lost my balance on the edge of the couch, and I wish so much that he'd say he was joking. Depp also allegedly said, you think you're funny, and Depp hit her a third time. When talking about the aftermath, Heard said, quote, I'm not dumb. I knew it was wrong and I knew that I had to leave him, and that's what broke my heart, because I didn't want to leave him. Depp denies this and claims Heard has an issue with the tattoo because it was done out of love for his ex-girlfriend, Winona Ryder. Halfway number 5 spoke highly of the relationship. Heard's testimony painted the highs and lows of the relationship, and before getting into the bad times, Heard made the time to tell the jury about all the good times the couple had together. Amber Heard fought back tears as she told the jury about falling in love with Johnny Depp on the press tour for The Rum Diary in 2011, saying that being with him felt like magic, adding, quote, I felt like this man knew me, saw me, in a way that nobody else had. When I was around Johnny, I felt like the most beautiful person in the world. It made me feel seen. It made me feel like $1 million. Clearly highlighting the relationship between the pair was not always toxic, and there were a lot of good times in the beginning. In at number 4, strange moment filming The Rum Diary. Heard told the jury about a strange moment that happened between the pair during the filming of their movie. At this time, both Heard and Depp had feelings for one another, but neither was acting on it because they were both still in relationships. At one point, the pair were talking and Heard was wearing a robe, completely naked underneath. Recalling, quote, he kind of picked up the back of my robe with his boot and I kind of turned around and giggled. He kind of playfully pushed me down on his bed, sofa, playful and flirtatious, and he said, yum. and kinda lifted his eyebrows up like that. At the time, Heard remembered it being strange, but since she liked him, it didn't bother her. And at number 3, first time they met. Amber Heard told the jury about meeting Johnny Depp the first time while auditioning in 2008 for The Rum Diary, which she was starring in and producing. At the time, Heard was only 22 and a no-name actor, so it was intimidating to be in the room with him. Heard said she thought it was an audition, but it ended up being a meeting where the pair clicked. Saying, quote, "We talked about books and music and poetry. We liked a lot of the same stuff. Obscure writers and interesting books and pieces of poetry I haven't heard anyone else know or reference or like." Heard claimed she was not a fan or familiar with his work, but she obviously knew who he was because he was one of the most famous people in the world. Depp told her personally when she got the role, calling her and saying, quote, "You're it, kid, you're the dream." In his testimony, Depp recalled that he and Heard were, quote, "perfect partners" when they first met. He loved that she knew about blues music and called her sweet and funny. And at number 2, Amber admits the trial is horrible. When Amber first took the stand, she pointed out to the jury that reliving all these memories has been hard, saying, quote, "This is horrible for me. I'm here because my ex-husband is suing me." Getting even more emotional, Heard continued, quote, "I struggled to find the words to describe how painful this is. This is horrible for me to sit here for weeks and relive everything," tearing up as she spoke. Quote, "This is the most painful and difficult thing I've ever gone through," she said to the jury. Amber broke down several times during her testimony, crying while recalling details of their relationship. And finally at number 1, relationship was intense. In the beginning of their relationship, Amber and Johnny were on a high, very obsessed with one another, and feeling like they had met their soulmates. The relationship was so hot and heavy in the beginning. Amber admitted that Johnny hinted at marriage only days after meeting her. When describing how he treated her, she said it was, quote, "that kind of feeling where he had lavish gifts, lavish expressions of love, and how he'd never met a woman like me. At one point he even made a fake wedding ring for her. Quote, "I remember he took the foil off of this bottle and put it on my ring finger, and I'd only been with him like days, maybe it was weeks at the time. It just felt very intense." This is very interesting considering Depp was with Vanessa Paradis, who he shares 2 kids with, for 14 years, but they never got married. Alrighty guys, that's all for the list, but before I go, I'm gonna shout out some comments from top 10 celebrities who are banned from the Met Gala. Dee said, "This did not age well because Khloe definitely went to the Met this year." So, I mean, yeah, I didn't say they were banned for life or banned forever, but definitely at one point Khloe was banned because there were almost a decade where Kylie, Kendall, and Kim were going to the Met and Khloe and Kourtney were never invited. Then H. Peter said, "What's interesting is that people that criticize the Met Gala attended it on several occasions. If you felt that way, you wouldn't be seen there after their initial invite." I completely agree. Like, how can you talk trash about an event and then still keep going? Namely Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer said talked so much crap about the Met and then she continues to go. It's very weird. Then Hannah said, "So less than 24 hours after this video was posted, 20 to 30% of the banned people on this list attended the Met Gala." Yeah, for a lot of those people it was their first time, so they probably were banned up until now. And yeah, like I said, doesn't mean they're banned for life, but at some point they were banned. Alright guys, that's all for the video today. I've been your host, Mackenzie Smith, and we'll catch you in the next one.